Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the TeamSpeak Team Liquid StarCraft 2 Open. I am djWHEAT. Joining me as always is Chill, and we are going into game number 2, a final between Root.Drewbie and Kyhol, who apparently was a clanmate of Chill at one time. And now we are on Jungle Basin here for our next matchup. Are you ready to sync and go for game number 2?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And take us away, Chill.
So in game number 2, we see that Kyle has decided to choose Jungle Basin for his map of choice in this TVT. He's spawning in the red at the top left. And meanwhile, his opponent also Terran in the bottom left. In the blue is Root.Drewbie, kind of the wall between his prize. He's up 1-0 in this tournament.
What did you think about that last matchup now? We talked a little bit about it during wrap-up. But when you consider the level of Terran that we've seen today, both out of Drewbie and out of Kyhol, who would you definitely say is at a distinct advantage just in terms of their play?
I don't think anyone is at a distinct advantage, but I feel like Drewbie is a little bit more comfortable in the matchup. Like, he knows what he's doing a little bit more. His build order just looked that slightly bit more refined. He got that first Viking out to deal with any sort of uncloaked Banshee, and then he switched over to Banshees himself. He didn't move them in. He waited till he had 2, cloaked them, moved back. Meanwhile, Kyle was completely out of position, and from that point back, it was Drewbie's game to lose, and he just cemented it with those nice drops. So I'm going to be watching Kyle a little bit closely in this early game to see if he's got a tighter build order on Jungle Basin.
Yeah, and you've always got to wonder when these guys choose a map like Jungle Basin, maybe they have a specific build that they're going to be going for that they might try to get and best their opponent with. Of course, a lot of it is going to be reactionary as it is a TVT, and you can't just go with one set plan and expect it to work for everything that your opponent could throw at you. So we got both of the barracks going down right now. It does look like a little bit, well, no, we've got no gas here for Drewbie and refinery down for Kyhol. So just as those finish, he's going to send 3 SCVs over to get to work on that gas, and both of the barracks just now completing.
Wow, so I guess it's going to be a really fast expansion for Drewbie, but Kyle's in there. He's seen it. He sees that there's no gas, so he should be well aware that a fast expansion is going to be coming. And I'm not sure what you do to pressure that, but he's going to have to figure it out pretty quickly as he puts down his second depot. He's got the SCV in his main base getting chased away by that first Marine. And I like what he's doing here. He's using his SCV to block the expansion and actually putting down a bunker is Kyle. So he's going to completely deny that. Meanwhile, Drewbie is aware that this could be happening. Going to send the Marine. Whoa, okay, so the Marine not actually intended to take this out, but it does kind of as a byproduct. And here comes the SCV. And Kyle's going to get his SCV out of there alive. Is he? No.
No, he is not. Stopped at the ramp. Drewbie now throwing down his command center. And this is really all you could do against that fast expansion is try to delay it as much as possible, make them sit on those minerals, because this is probably the safest natural expansion in the game right here. You could maybe argue that Scrap Station has something different, but I mean, let's be real. You've got to break through these rocks or go right up through the ramp and into the main base to get to the natural, and that's not easy to do, especially even in Terran versus Terran. The nice thing about it is that he knows now he can go ahead and fast expand, and we do have a Reaper coming out here, which I kind of like, allow him to get some scouting done, but let's see what he does with this.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. Really surprising that he would follow up with the Reaper, but why not? And did Drewbie scout this? He's moving his SCVs or his Marines, excuse me, in a pattern that looks like he's aware of it. Now the SCV has caught on to it, so Drewbie well aware of it. Getting his 3 barracks. He's got 1 gas up. His natural is about to complete, which at what time he'll move it over so it's actually situated properly. And it's kind of a similar situation to game 1 where we've arrived at the same place but gotten there in different ways, as they're both on 3 racks with an expansion just about to finish.
Yeah, the only difference now, Drewbie's got another barracks going up. He's going to transfer some more SCVs or I guess his first SCVs over to the orbital command that is now morphing, and he is getting stim. However, his opponent is actually going to get stim a little bit earlier than him. He's going to have a nice little bio ball coming out, but will one barracks make a difference? You can see some Marines now moving into position. It's anyone's guess what these guys might do, but they do find that Reaper. Don't manage to take him out, but will give a little bit of chase. More Marines coming out as well. And I guess the big difference is there's no add-ons here for DrewBie. So instead, we see his opponent go for a reactor on one of his barracks, where DrewBie has just decided to pump out Marines from these 4, and then he's got the 1 tac lab getting stim.
And it's getting a little bit dangerous here as Kyle's kind of pressing the issue with this Marauder moving down and going to try to force DrewBie away. DrewBie going to get his Marine picked off. He doesn't have this bunker completed yet. Marauders do not do well against Marines, but they're going to try to, I guess, do the best they can. Going to come back in to snipe that Marauder and then be pulled away. And you know why I like DrewBie in this position is because he's the one driving the pace. He's the one who's decided we're going to fast expand and we're going to play a macro game. So he's clearly the one that's more comfortable with this situation, whereas Kyle is kind of the one who's having his handheld. He scouted the fast expansion and then is reacting. Now, defender's advantage does come into play, so if he can defend it well, he should be at an advantage, Kyle that is, but you know, he just may be out of his comfort zone, being driven into a match he's not familiar with.
I really like this Reaper as well, and the role that he's starting to play here. Now you can see that the Marines from DrewBie have been sent around to the back, and but this one Reaper working on these rocks all by himself has already got it down to halfway. It's sub 1,000 hit points, and look at this, moving out is Kyhol, while a lot of the Marines and the force for DrewBie are actually here trying to take out these rocks. So, oh, okay, he's going to try to go around to the back. He's going to sandwich these Marines, and they will not get through those rocks by the time this army makes it there, and there should be enough in order to take it out. Meanwhile, upgrades starting to go into effect for both players. Here comes the sandwich now. The rock is down to 600 hit points, and he will manage to take out some Marines here, but that army from DrewBie will die as 2 Marauders are left. And what happened over here to that Reaper? Was he taken out by a Marine?
Yeah, this hero Marine, this recruit at 8 o'clock took him out. But
good job,
I'm really surprised those units got over there to take out the rocks. The units killing the rocks. Looks like these 2 Marauders get taken out by DrewBie. And how are we transitioning out of here? DrewBie is up to a starport with a reactor. He's got an engineering bay researching +1. And actually, they're both researching +1. Meanwhile, he's getting concussive shells, getting Marine shields, putting down another factory. Kyle, on the other hand, is just on 3 barracks. Looks like DrewBie wants to break the rocks yet again.
Yeah.
Moving in to take the rocks, and Kyle yet again is moving out around, possibly to flank, but this one looks more like a draw.
Yeah, and now that he's got these, Marauders here, he's got a little bit more DPS coming out here on these rocks, and they will go down. He will have an opportunity. Look at where this army is. Oh, nice job. He's going to ferry over a few units here from inside the medevac. There's also a few more Marines out here as well. How many SCVs will he be able to snipe here as he just does as much damage as he possibly can? Picking those Marines up yet again, and that army does manage to go down. Nicely handled there by Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, little things like that build up over time, though. DrewBie getting a little bit of income advantage, but if we look at the income, it actually shows the harvesters are exactly the same, and the supplies 87 for DrewBie, 93 for Kyle. So Kyle may have defended. Meanwhile, I like his army composition a little bit more. He seems to have a more robust army. He's got a tank out. Does that have siege mode? No. It actually does. He's got a siege mode tank out. DrewBie looking to deal with this by putting out a little drop. Got an 8 Marine drop, going to fly around to the main base. But Kyle's just got a really strong-handed army sitting in the middle of the map.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, let's see this army kind of move down through here. And you can see there is not going to be a whole lot of units. The fact that he does have this choke will help him out, but he's going to be able to siege this siege tank down here. And basically, oh, nice job picking up these units, taking him into the natural. I really like this. There's also still a huge cone that the siege tank is going to be able to hit. And wow, a huge drop. What happened to that medevac back there? Did it ever? Oh, it's doing a drop on its own here as well, as he's hitting a lot of units here, a lot of SCVs in the back. But I do think, oh my God, command center going down, and DrewBie bringing back a huge force now to deal with this. Oh, is he going to be able to take out those medevacs? Wow.
No, it looks like, one of them actually gets picked off. But meanwhile, in the main base, Kyhol had a little bit of a drop over there. He's got a tank sieged up, some Marauders taking out SCVs, and DjWHEAT's getting hit on 2 fronts. Extremely easy technique to do, but extremely difficult to deal with as the defending player in any sort of RTS game. And Kyle's really just taking it to DjWHEAT here. I feel like there's almost nothing DjWHEAT can do at this point to come back. Kyhol with just a genius tactic there, abusing the mobility of the medevac and using the tank to give some covering fire to his medevac drop. Meanwhile, DjWHEAT is trying to drop on the natural. He's got 3 medevacs loaded, going to the natural of Kyle.
I really like this. You know, you said that there might not be a whole lot that he could do, and this might be exactly what he needs to do. And plant his entire army here, get his siege tanks up before he can get his up, and he will do some serious damage versus those Marines. Wow, it's going to be tit for tat as he takes out his expansion as well. And suddenly, well, let's look over here because you can see this is going to be mined out pretty soon. So a lot of idle SCVs, and oh my God, they actually trade their naturals there. And now DjWHEAT also moving forward, and he's got this nice 2-pronged army here. So suddenly he turns the tides here, and I think that was a remarkable response coming out by DjWHEAT. He can move forward here pretty safely. He's got a little room to work with, but he will take out everything here at this expansion. Meanwhile, he has not yet put down his new orbital command. He's going to be fine going ahead and get rid of that. So I'm curious what he's going to do. And another drop in the back. Unbelievable.
Trying to drop some siege tanks and work some magic. Medevac's loading up. One of them is going to get picked off, but the one that matters with the 4 survivors in it. And this gives enough time for DjWHEAT to drive right in the front. His tanks get sieged up in position. Kyle's trying to stim and get in there in position. The Marauders taking out one of the siege tanks, but the other one's not being able to take it out. Kyle's lost control of his production facilities, and he's bringing out the SCVs to deal with this. SCVs buffering a lot of tank fire as the Marauders and Marines trying to get in and deal with this, and a lot of units being dropped into the medevac for Kyle, but it looks like DjWHEAT's going to turn away, probably load up and run away, and now the expansion is going up for DjWHEAT, and he's got a bit of a lead here. I can't believe he's done it to get back into the game. Meanwhile, medevac drop back in Kyle's main base. 4 Marines there killing a ton of SCVs. Probably not too big a deal to Kyle, as he's got 40 harvesters all on minerals in the main base.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy. We're going to see DjWHEAT go around through the back. He's going to be able to take out this lone supply depot. Meanwhile, some more Marines moving out. They're like, oh, SCV, you will meet your doom. And they do right there as another one goes out. So 38-29 right now. DjWHEAT actually behind in SCVs, but more importantly, he does have this expansion up. And meanwhile, look at this. This is like, might have well just rewound the replay a little bit because there's nothing going on over there. Meanwhile, DjWHEAT with a very sizable force. He's trying to get some more energy back on his medevac so that those can be effective again. And here comes a drop from Kyhol moving out yet again. Oh, he's going to pass right over the top of that Marine right there. And that Marine will get taken out, but oh, what a Marine he is, as he will give location and know exactly what's going on over there.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Kyle. He might have been able to sneak in the back and take out this orbital command before DjWHEAT realized it was coming. Now we see the scan confirms that Kyle does not want to really deal with this army. We've got 1-1 upgrades for DjWHEAT. Meanwhile, Kyle on only 1-0, and that 1 is attack. Looks like he's decided to probably mine out his main base and then float over his orbital command, as he's not making a command center at his natural expansion.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be a lot of lost mining time, though, as he's going to go ahead and have these guys proxy mining. Meanwhile, one thing to keep in mind, we are seeing a push out here by Kyhol, but he has no more tech labs on his barracks, so he is making exclusively Marines. Now, DjWHEAT, on the other hand, has like no tanks coming out. There we go, 2 more coming out. You know, he doesn't quite have the tanks to deal with this. Pushing forward, though, this might be perfect. 2 tanks up front. That's exactly what he needs. Oh, Marines going down big time there. And I think he thought he might have had a window of opportunity, but that was really nice by DjWHEAT.
Yeah, it was closed really quickly by DjWHEAT. Now we see there actually was a command center making. Going to float over to the natural expansion of Kyle, so he's going to regain a normal sort of mining. Still got just Marine production out of 5 barracks and sitting in the middle of the base. The supplies tell the tale that DjWHEAT has really come back into this game. I mean, if you just look at the size of the army, DjWHEAT's is substantially larger. It's going to be interesting to see what he chooses to do here, making a lot of tanks, which deal well with the Marines, which is really not what Kyle wants to be seeing, as he's largely Marines and only making tanks out of one factory. So he's up against it going in here. I want to see, is DrewBie going to tech switch, or is he going to try to finish the game or take a third expansion? All viable choices.
You're absolutely right, and I think that DrewBie actually could probably maximize his damage by going in through the back. There is a single siege tank, but he could take out that expansion again before these units who are all sitting here at the choke, and he does scan, and he sees that. And he may decide to do exactly that, just ferry across. You can see there are 2 bunkers going down. He is going to siege up in preparation for this, bring some units over, and I love this play right here. He is going to bring his army forward, but if he moves into that radius of the siege tanks, it is not going to be pretty.
So Kyle has this 1 siege tank to fall back from, but DrewBie's found he's outside that radius. If you look at the tanks, the radius is just barely touching each other, but really can't hit each other there. Now he brings over another tank to secure that, and DrewBie's just flooding units up. Oh my god, a constant stream of blue heading towards red, and Kyle's up against it here. He's secured his natural expansion yet again, but he's in a really difficult position as DrewBie has the mobility. He's got so many medevacs, he can drop anywhere on a whim, and it's going to be really hard for Kyle to deal with that. Securing every location in his main base is not a possibility.
Now, if you just saw over here, we actually did have an attempt at peace because we've got 2 Marines from Kyle. They were existing in the same spaces as SCV here. The SCV not comfortable, though. He did move away. And here we go. Another ferry of units could be going over here to the back. And I still feel, oh, my God. Oh, yeah, medevac. What did he? I think he had 4 Marauders in that. I'm not really sure. It had to have been 4 Marauders in there that get taken out. So, you know, those small attacks in the back, the sieging up there, the moving in, look at what it's done. It's put this army on the move, and they're going to now fight right here at the choke.
What? I can't believe Kyle tried to push there, but now he's got a siege up as the Marines are all up the ramp for DrewBie. So, oh my god, he's dropping on the tanks through the back door with more Marines and completely decimates Kyle in one fell swoop. That was sick by DrewBie. He moved up with the tanks, siege, stimmed, ran up, and then he flew these 2 medevacs from the east side, dropping on the tanks and taking them out like that. And that quickly, it's over for Kyle.
There was a point in that game where you actually thought that DrewBie might have been down and out.
Could not come back.
Yeah. But he does manage to come back. You know, honestly, I think he loaded up the 3 medevacs that he had. He immediately applied pressure. He was able to trade his expansion with Kyhol in that matchup. And although DrewBie did lose that, we saw Kyle's get completely wiped out. And then, of course, he had minimal minerals to mine from in the main there. I think that there was definitely a very hard timing for Kyle to deal with there because he was not really able to expand. And you could just see this force that came out here for DrewBie to finish the game, call it checkmate, and that means that we will be moving on to game number